I'm 25 years old and I have a 5-month old baby, and this year has been the hardest year of my entire life. Let me get this straight. Having a baby has been amazing. I love her to death. I would do anything for her, and experiencing how a child acts and operates and loves on you is the most amazing feeling ever. And just looking at her and realizing that she's mine, she's part of me, she's part of who I am, is so surreal. And I wouldn't take it back for anything. We'd been praying and we've been trying for a baby. We really wanted to have a baby. And we had talked about, getting a pet, maybe a cat or something, because we had that void in our hearts. We wanted something to love. We wanted something that we could express this. And, it's God's design. It's God's perfect design to have a kid, to have babies. And, he calls us to go forth in the earth and multiply. And that's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to have someone in our life that we could, not only give our wealth to when we're passed away, but we also just wanted to obey God and just be obedient to what He had for us. So if you are 25 years old, or if you're younger and wanting to have kids, I would do it 100%. And the reason why my wife and I decided to have kids so young is because, number one, we have lots of energy right now and lots of time. And so we wanted to be able to take advantage of that before we get older, before we're 35, 45, and being able and having to take care of a baby, because when I get to that age, I don't think I'll be able to do it 100%. It requires a lot of you mentally and physically. You're bending over, you're helping her change her diapers, you're picking her up and carrying her around when she's crying, and all of that takes a toll on your body. And you might think like, oh yeah, you can just work out and get strong, but when you do it day after day, you get so exhausted, you can hardly even like force yourself to smile. It becomes so difficult to just be like, what is my life? Especially like you go through these stages where like during, and especially, yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. It's been one of the hardest stages. This stretch of like 3 to 4, 5 months, man, it's been so hard because she is so needy. So we're just like keeping her on us all the time, because otherwise she's fussing, because her teeth are coming in and she's figuring out her voice and starting to talk more. And uh and so yeah, it takes a lot of time and energy, like always having to take care of her. And she has an attention span of about 2 minutes, so when I put her down, she is like, hey, where'd you go? I'm here. And she starts fussing and grunting, and then eventually it turns into crying, so you got to go and take her and switch it up and ask her what she needs. She's actually napping right now, and she's been asleep for the last half an hour, which is a gift, because normally her naps are probably, you know I would say 10 to half an hour at the most over the last couple months. During this stage, I know that she's going to be sleeping less, but, I need this time to be able to do what I have to do. Yeah, it's hard, but it's worth it. Having a baby is the most, you'll get the most amount of joy that you'll ever get in your entire life. When I look at her and I realize that she's mine, that she's my daughter, my heart, like, my heart burns in a different way that I've never felt it before. You can love people, you can love your spouse, you can love God, you can love yourself, but having a baby is completely different. And it drives you, it motivates you. You're looking for something to motivate you, have a baby. You'll work harder than you ever have in your entire life leading up to that moment where your wife is expected to give birth. You'll put in so much work. You'll do whatever you need to do, to set yourself up. um yeah, having a baby is the biggest blessing in the entire world, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. But at the same time, it's the most difficult thing that I've ever had to go through. So yeah, I would recommend having kids young, because when you're older and you're tired, you don't have the strength, it's going to be super difficult.